The way I be thinking is something different, nigga. The way they be hating is something different, I swear. Don't compare with them lames, I'm something different. I'm something different, I'm something different, I'm something different, I'm something different, I'm something different. Nah, I don't roll with these niggas, roll, I smoke something different. I'm something different. See that little mommy that's right beside me, she's something different. She's something different. Might whip the foreign shit, then tomorrow I'm in something different. Cause I'm something different. They know I'm something different.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Coach Davis, live from Brooklyn. I remember when I went to my first Brooklyn Nets game, bro. That was the most fun I probably ever had in my life because I was screaming in that bitch when they had us saying that shit. You know what I'm saying? When the Brooklyn Nets had the ball. And I went in the OG era of the Brooklyn Nets. Like, if you know about basketball, that's when they had Joe Johnson. And for some reason, that's all I really remember off the top of my head right now. But Joe Johnson, I remember he hit the game winner when I was over there. Like, that shit was a movie. But I just want to, I guess, talk to y'all a little bit more about the last video I made. So if you haven't watched my last video, I would suggest before you fuck with this, you should probably go fuck with that one. But just to give y'all a little update about what's going on, I had told y'all, just the ups and downs and shit, like what go on just as a man in the military, because I just feel like, why not give y'all that perspective if I was giving y'all the perspective of like me when I was homeless and going through certain shit. So now that I've joined the military and got married and made just a lot of huge steps in my life, I've been dealing with a lot of different just like wake up calls and a lot of different tests and just a lot of different just like real life shifts in my life that has made me grown in a way that I feel like I will never be the same again in a great way. So I had told y'all in the last video, I was having a rough day just because I'm in the military and just because I ain't homeless no more, just because I'm making some bread and I got a consistent income and I got the military benefits that I be telling y'all about in some of these videos, like, don't mean that like shit could get stupid. You know what I'm saying? So I had a day where, me and my wife was pretty much just having, you see my cat in the background, he cooling. We was having a disagreement. I don't know what you call it, but like we was having a conversation because a struggle with being in the military, and like she came from Toronto. She had her whole life, her whole family over there. And obviously I'm joining the military. We was long distance the majority of our relationship, or the whole relationship. And we've only ever chilled when like she had the bread to come visit me because she had a job. And we met through my YouTube channel and shit like that. And when we met on my YouTube channel, I wasn't doing as bad. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I still was like in a fucking room in a private house with 4 other rooms in there. And we was sharing the kitchen and the bathroom. And I was doing, I was working for like, I was doing community service shit, but I was getting paid for it. Like where, we cleaning up garbage on the side of the highways, the side of the sidewalks, and just walking everywhere with a trash can, a broom, and a shovel. Shovel is a dustpan, and we just picking up all of the trash. New York City, everybody just, you come out the store with a honey bun, you crack that bitch over, you throw it everywhere. Like you finish with your McDonald's Sprite, like you throwing it on, you know what I'm saying? So we picking up all type of shit, from human shit to that type of shit. And I was getting paid for it, but I had got laid off because of COVID. So that was a whole nother situation, and she was down with me through all of that shit. So in my mind, I'm just like, I really got love for this woman, and I would be stupid to even be wasting my time in this relationship and not think that it's gonna come a time where somebody could fuck around and take my bitch. Like, that's just real. It's not that I'm insecure. It's that, why am I gonna sit here and try to take a relationship serious and be in a fucked up situation where like, I'm not able to put no bread up for nothing. If she need my help, like she over here looking out for me, and like, I done wore the same Timbs for 2 years, and she come out of her pocket because I'm on the phone crying, having a moment in the shelter because I'm going through the shit. And she like, yo, like, I'm like, yo, I might need some army type of boots. So like, you don't got to come out your pocket no more. And I could just use these to like muscle up to just like get to a certain point where like, you know what I'm saying? I could just take care of myself a little bit better. Like it was fucked up. And she was there for a lot of that shit. So don't get me wrong. I get how people view the military, but like with how inspired I was from just like having a woman by my side in a certain type of way, through certain type of shit, when my own mother and my own family treated me a certain type of way, it made me see the military as only an opportunity, is not that like, oh, I'm about to sell my soul, and if I go to war, I'm literally going to die for nothing, and all this other bullshit that y'all see that as, because I went into that shit with a real life purpose of like, I got somebody real in my corner, and if I don't give this shit my all and somebody else take this shit away from me that's doing better than me in life and shit like that, because I was obviously dealing with those insecurities, because like, you know what I'm saying, why wouldn't anybody deal with that? Like, that's just real life shit. So long story short, you know, obviously, like, our love and our connection is real strong, it's real deep. So when we have our misunderstandings and our miscommunications, sometimes it flare up in just like ways that it don't need to be, because like the connection is so strong that, like, you know, we've had arguments where like she'll say shit like, damn, I can't even have no emotions. And it's just like, the emotions be too much for me, because like the love is strong. So like if she's coming off a certain type of way, it's hard for me to take on that shit, because like we disciplined people, right? We on a healthy diet, like we on the right path. We not eating bullshit. We not doing bullshit, right? So if you a disciplined person, if you a disciplined man, if you a disciplined woman, and then you come at somebody in a certain type of way that you're not maybe a little bit more just understanding of how you coming off, you got to understand that your voice, the way you come off to people, the way you sound, everything is just, the frequency of it is just a little bit more different, especially now when somebody give a fuck about you on a whole nother level, because y'all done been through real life shit and y'all got a real life connection. So that's why even when I try to communicate with her, and I've obviously had my ups and down days with this, and just learning how to be better with this in a marriage with a strong frequency of love, you know, you got to just learn that, like, the way y'all communicate, like, you have to be careful with it, because long story short, to get back to the stupid ass argument that we had that got blown out of proportion, she obviously, like I said, she left everything behind in Toronto. So now she here in Killeen, Texas. Ain't shit over here, bro. Like, we live in a downtown section of Killeen, Texas, but like, versus like coming from where we come from like the city of Toronto and then the city of New York and all that shit, like, it's really just like not shit going on. And like, yeah, we in a gated community, but like sometimes she feel really trapped over here, where like all she have is just like this gated community, and like she feel like she can't go nowhere and there's nothing to do. And I'm over here looking like I'm living my best life, because I'm meeting genuine ass niggas in the army that joined for genuine ass reasons and have been through real life shit, and we just connecting on some just like, it was inevitable. You know what I'm saying? Because like the army shit is so random that like when I come from basic training, whatever troop that I end up in within a duty station, you know what I'm saying? It's so random that like, when you end up around certain type of people and y'all connect in a certain type of way, it do kind of just be feeling like it was meant to happen. Y'all was meant to meet each other, and then y'all start being there for each other. Y'all start going through real life shit in your own personal lives, and then y'all just supporting each other. And it's like y'all build these strong bonds with each other that our drill sergeants in basic training was saying, like, that like your realest friends in the world, you'll realize will be the people that not only that you meet in your army like career, but the people that you also were cool with in basic training. And that shit is real as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because I really do like feel that. So long story short, sometimes, you know, obviously we deal with certain shit where like she feel hella alone, and it seemed like I just got friends, I got shit going for myself, I'm going to work every day, it's that and third, and she just home, not really, you know, just doing the housewife shit. And then sometimes that could just fuck up her mental health, because coming from the city of Toronto, coming from having a whip, coming from having a job, to now like your life is just this household, and like you don't really know about Killeen, and you know what I'm saying, we don't have a whip, because I'm also about to go to Korea again in the fall of this next year. So like we've been contemplating on like, should we get a car, and what we gonna do with the car if we have one. And it's like, it's certain little ups and downs and shit that do come with where I'm at in my situation. Even on my worst day, still doing better than the hating ass motherfuckers that was hating on me at one point in my career on this YouTube shit when I was homeless. But shit still do for me. So she finally met like a friend, right, in the complex that like could relate to that. Like her husband is in a 1 month training event, and she pregnant right now, so like she going through it. And we was at a pool party that like our complex was having, and that's a whole nother story because the pool party was ridiculous. Like, imagine being at a pool party with your wife and everybody in the leasing office know that y'all married for good reasons and for bad reasons. Like, she know we married because they know we married because I obviously went in the leasing office to buy an apartment here, and they seen me with my wife and they seen what I was trying to do and what I was signing up for. But they also know on the bad side because we have been like 2 times we got complaints on us for like people hearing us like yelling at each other from arguing and shit. You know what I'm saying? And people calling the cops like, yo, they over there yelling, like get them to shut the fuck up type shit. So now we at the pool party, and the same females that work in the fucking leasing office, bro, had bikinis on and was twerking with their head on the ground, ass up, like just all night. You know what I'm saying? And at first it wasn't like that, but then the shit just transpired, and like now these bitches is twerking. And mind you, they like, yeah, you know, we got to do more events for station, you know what I'm saying, where we live at. And I'm just like, y'all making me look weird because like I got to look at the ground the whole night, and like y'all know I'm married, and y'all literally was like no more than like 10 meters away from me, my wife, and then 2 of my homies twerking literally in all our faces, like walking up to us, twerking with the microphone, trying to get our attention. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on? So that was a whole situation within itself. And we was already looking at this you know, this complex that we staying at a little different, because this is like, that is not professional. And then wifey literally went in there to talk to them about that. And the shorty still didn't really understand where she was coming from. She's still like, oh, what you mean we got to keep it marriage appropriate? And I know wifey was just looking at her like, bitch, what are you talking about? Like, you a grown-ass woman. You know we fucking married. Why you twerking in my husband's face? You lucky I ain't punch your head off. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm literally not a citizen here, and I could fuck you up with all intention because you disrespecting the fuck out of me right now. But I'm going to sit here and play it cool. It's like, I genuinely felt bad. So like, whole time, I took it as an opportunity to show my wife that like, I'm a real ass nigga. And even though I done made mistakes in this relationship and I done cheated before and shit like that, that like, when I'm really about this relationship and I'm really trying to be a better man for our marriage, that like, even when I'm around quote unquote temptation, wifey seen me keep that shit so sturdy, bro. I was moving tack. I was not looking at none of them females. Genuinely, like, my niggas was proud of me. Wifey was looking at me different, and she admitted that to me, and that shit felt so good, because I'm just like, you know what? I'm thinking in my mind, eventually they're gonna stop twerking. So I'm looking at the ground, I'm just looking at wifey, I'm looking at the homies, and every time, like, I might glance over just to peek and see what the hell is going on, they still moving a certain type of way, so I'm just like, bro, it's been 30 minutes, y'all still doing that. It's been an hour now, y'all still doing that. So now we got to that point, they talking about the party about to end in 10 minutes, and I'm just like, yo, now it look like I stayed here to want to stay here for that. But it's like, in reality, my wife is literally, like, bro, I don't got to say too much about that. Like, I don't need to be looking at other women while I'm in a relationship with my wife. My wife is everything I need, nigga. Believe that. I'm happy here. I got everything I need. I'm not one of those niggas that's married to a female that I'm not attracted to, brother. So, yeah, I might have relapsed in this relationship that I've spoke about in my career prior, you know, in other videos where I still was like relapsing to the hub or cheated or whatever. But like I said, it comes back down to this whole situation where like when the love be strong and we go through certain shit and we arguing crazy, and then she might yell at me and bang the phone on me or some shit because we was arguing about some shit. My weak dumbass go fuck around and watch the hub like a dumbass because like I feel like, yeah, she probably cheating on me because, or she probably don't really even fuck with me for real because why is she talking to me like that, or this, that, and the third. And then like my dumbass get in my head and then I start moving like I ain't supposed to be moving. You know what I'm saying? So that's on me. And that's why I take pride in trying to be a better version of myself and accept the weaknesses of myself and always hold myself accountable so that she understand that I'm never no nigga that's trying to be in a relationship to have my cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that, and that shit is weird. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So we was having a discussion where like she was telling me, yeah, I want you to meet her husband, da-da-da-da. And like, I'm a real, I guess you could say, antisocial motherfucker. Like, it's not that I didn't want to meet her husband, but I'm just like, yo, y'all just met a couple weeks ago. Focus on y'all relationship. I'm dead ass happy for y'all. Y'all be cool. Like, but as far as me just like looking at it, and he like, oh, he in the military, da-da-da-da. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. But like, I don't know what it is about me, but like, a side of me just felt like, yeah, I'll meet him, but like, I'm not really in no rush to meet him. And I guess I came off like an asshole, and I ain't mean to, but she just got so upset, and we just thought, she started giving me a vibe like with an attitude, and then I started having an attitude, and I'm leaving for work and saying, fuck out of here, matter of fact, I don't want to meet nobody, like da-da-da-da. And then I leave, and she like, all right, matter of fact, you lock the fuck out, like da-da-da. And I'm like, what? Bruh, and the fucking anger that came over me, bro, cause like I try to tell her and shit too, like I'm not no crazy nigga, I'm not no nigga that's trying to terrorize my wife. I'm just a wounded motherfucker that's trying to heal. So, with that, I got triggered because I'm also a nigga that was homeless. I'm also a nigga that then got abandoned by my family, shit like that. So to be in a better situation in my life and to still be going through certain shit, bro, I just was vexed. And mind you, my goal was not to break that door down, but I was so mad, bro. And I had my uniform on, my army boots on. Nigga, I walked up to that door on some, if you in the army, on some BD6 shit. Like, me in the infantry, we get trained on how to like break in fucking apartments and break in houses and then clear them motherfuckers in certain ways. So like, I literally breached that motherfucker, like literally 2 kicks. I kicked it 2 times. And mind you, in my mind, it's not that I think I'm weak, but I guess you could say I don't know my strength. Just like it was another situation when I was in CST, we was training cadets, and I had made a live stream with TC like a month or 2 ago, and I had got into a fight with this Samoan dude that was bigger than me, and I literally knocked the dude out in 1 punch. And mind you, I had no recollection or no thought in my mind that I was going to do that. I was ready to just get it on the bathroom. We was just going blow for blow until we just felt like somebody won, or we was just going to stop. That was my goal. Dude was literally wrapping his hand up in a t-shirt. Like, we was going to just be getting it on in that motherfuckers. We just didn't like each other, and the shit was petty, and that's a whole nother situation that I'm going to talk about, I guess, in a separate video. You know what I'm saying? And I knocked the dude out of 1 fucking punch, and I'm just looking at the dude on the ground, and mad motherfuckers trying to help him up and shit like that. I'm just like, damn, like, I don't know my own strength, I guess, because all I do is work out, and I don't work out for the strength. I work out for my mind because it just feels good. I'm trying to reprogram my mind, recuperate my dopamine from dumb shit that I've been doing in my life, from eating too much sugar. Yo, so we back. My phone died and shit, but yeah. So long story short, they was real cool about it. You know, they could have obviously went above and beyond because the door was literally off the hinges, and I guess it don't really matter what I say. They've been patient with us as we had like 2 prior complaints, you know, a year ago. Even though it was a year ago, I'm gonna still try to talk to them today. We gonna see how that conversation go. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, I don't care, only because obviously in the army, when you marry, for those that don't know, you get something called BAH, which is like, depending on where you stationed at, can be more or less. But long story short, the BAH that I get to pay for this apartment literally is like, this apartment is too expensive. It costs all of the BAH for real. You know what I'm saying? So now it's starting to feel like a blessing in disguise because me and wifey just found literally another fucking apartment complex that's gated that got way better amenities in that motherfucker, and it's a loft. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got an upstairs, like it's a loft. Like, bro, that's literally like one of my dreams living in New York. You know what I'm saying? Was to live in like one of them like loft apartments. So like to be in a situation where like I could just be like, all right, I broke my door down. Now I'm about to get kicked out and live in a loft. Oh, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, to still be, like, on my worst day, if the cutoff is right here. Like,
Yeah.
All right. To still be, like, on my worst day, still living my best life, like, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't complain at all. And I just wanted to connect with the people and let y'all know that y'all not alone. And I don't want to be looked at like I'm this perfect dude that's living this perfect life just because I'm not homeless no more and I'm not a porn addict no more. Don't mean that like life still don't have tests and certain things that happens to the best of us that we still got to look in the mirror and be like, I bet I got to be better, do better, grow and flow regardless. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just blessed that, you know, how patient my leadership is from all the times when wifey have been mad and, you know, like, oh, you want to call me a bitch? All right, bet I'm going to call you a fucking platoon sergeant. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. And then them just really looking at me and just knowing who I am as a soldier, knowing that I'm not no piece of shit of a person, knowing that, like, marriage is just hard and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And my PSG looking at me like, bro, trust me. Like, I've been through this shit. I've been married for 13 years. Y'all probably going to keep going through shit, and just know that, like, you know, we gonna be here for you as best as we possibly could. Cause like they already give me a certain type of benefit of the doubt. They know I'm not no crazy motherfucker that's really in this bitch really just beating on my wife, doing stupid dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers that are in the military that got certain experience have a certain type of street smarts for sure, because they done, like my PSG done really been on GWAT deployments, and GWAT is like those deployments where like it was actual combat going on, and they was in Afghanistan and in Iraq, really taking contact, really shooting back, really, bro, like really doing the shit that we trained to do, just like on some regular shit in peacetime. Like these motherfuckers really seen that shit, really did that shit. And I tell my leadership all the time how much respect I got for them and how much like they inspire me to want to even just stay in the army and just be a better soldier and be there for other young soldiers that may need somebody real to be there for them. Because I know a lot of people that's in the military right now that are getting kicked out of the military over and over again for shit that they don't deserve to be kicked out for. And here I am, fucking my wife calling her my PSGs and my first sergeant, and my first sergeant from Brooklyn, and he just understands certain shit, and me and him connected on a certain level where we just, you know, he did that scan. I could tell because he from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. He grew up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn his whole life. And I remember when I first met my first sergeant, everybody was saying like, yo, why I feel like the new first sergeants be looking at me crazy. I'm just like, yo, he from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Like we size people up and we check people's temperatures, and we just really are interested in the people that we got to be around because of where we come from. We really just know how to just like, we want to read people. We want to like know who you are. And he just care about y'all, and he want to be a good first sergeant. So he just really just like trying to get to know y'all. He walking up on people like, yo, where you from? Yo, I'm about to be your new first sergeant. Da 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 da. And then people was intimidated by him, and I'm just like, man, he just a Brooklyn dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand why he move a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So that's just you know, an update on that. And I definitely got more content coming soon because I miss doing this. And I still do got aspirations to want to be able to just make a video like So Illuminati and check my fucking YouTube bank account, and I got 15 bands from doing 2-3 videos a month or some shit like that. So trust me, like I'm about to get back on my shit. The content is gonna be what it always has been, raw as hell, real as hell. If you a new subscriber, do your homework on me, bro. Shit ain't never gonna change. I've been real. It's always gonna be real. I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, and take accountability always. And that's what I feel like my leadership respect about me and why they so patient with me, because I come to them and I tell them, yo, son, I'm not gonna lie. I kicked my door down. I just gotta be a better husband. I'm bullshitting, da 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 da. Like I'm never just like, yo, my wife, she be just this, that, and the third, and she don't just understand that like I gotta do this and I gotta do that, and like I'm not chatting like that. Like I'm over there really just being a man. I'm going to parade rest for my fucking son. I'm like, yo, and he like, man, relax, bro. And I'm talking to him, and we just having that conversation. I'm just like, yo, at the end of the day, I gotta be better. And just like they see how like I'm looking them dead in their soul, and I'm like saying that, and I could just tell that like they like, you gonna be alright in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like we got you. And they like, and they fucking with me, and I'm so like, I appreciate that shit so much, and that shit inspired me so much, just as well as everything else that going in my life inspired me, from the friends that I have, to the wife that I have, to the job that I have, and where I come from, and the YouTube shit, and all my fucking supporters on this bitch. I love y'all niggas so much, and you know what I'm saying? Not too much more I can say on that, and I'm gonna just chop it up with y'all soon. You heard? Peace and love.